Lovely people, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Hosanna's Vlog. If you're just coming across here for the first time, this is the face behind Hosanna's Vlog and this is Hosanna and you're welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please endeavor to watch, like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell to always get notified whenever I post a new video online. Thank you. As my old and returning subscribers, thank you guys for always coming back to this channel. This day is super grateful, and I love you guys so much. Thank you. As a parent, the mode of discipline you are using on your children might not really be the right mode of discipline you're supposed to use for that child or for those children. I don't know the long-lasting effect, bad effect that mode of discipline you are using on your children is creating on them, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. I will tell you why. So guys, I will not be going fast. I'll be using myself as an example. I grew up with a very strict father. When I mean strict, I grew up with a very strict father. That when he wants to discipline you here, discipline you in a way that you are so scared for your life, like you feel that this man is not my pops, so this guy is not my father. Like that's what will be going through your mind. Like, and I think he was actually so strict on me more than he was on my kid, bro. He was actually I was actually the person that he exercised his strictness on more. I don't know, I looked like someone that was going to spoil. But that was what I was looking like in his face. Like I was like someone that was going to spoil any moment from now. So probably he wants to be so strict on me. And then he didn't think of the effect that strictness was going to have on me, both mentally, physically, emotionally. Now, the reason why I'm saying that the mode of discipline you use on the child might not be the right mode of discipline you use on them is this. Now, my father felt he was trying to discipline me, he was trying to be a priest, he was trying to be a father, and he created an enmity between us. He created that detest in my heart. He created that hate. He created that hate for him in my heart. In his mind, he was trying to be a disciplinarian, but he was creating hate. And as he's creating that hate, he was watering the plants. He was watering the hate, growing the hate, putting manure on the hate. And I grew up with that towards him. So now, there's not the way his strictness made me. He put that fear. Now, as a parent, I understand the fact that you want to discipline your child, but the worst thing you ever do to a child is putting fear in a child. The anytime you are speaking, instead of a child to actually take what you are doing, you are putting fear. Fear is not the best way to discipline children. See, to me, as a parent, I prefer the respect. See, respect comes with a lot of things. Respect comes with discipline, fear, everything. You understand? I don't need to put fear on my child for him to or her to be able to respect me or to hear what I'm saying. But no, I didn't understand it that way. My life felt that the right pattern of discipline is when you have to, fear will be number one. And what did it do? It created that rift between us. And aside creating the rift between us, he planted this strictness in me too, that I grew up with the kind of strictness that he had. This is so wrong, because that is not the best way to discipline people. He really did plant that his strictness in me, and I don't like it as a person. I just felt, I feel that there are other ways you can train a child. I feel there are other ways you can discipline a child. So I am not really happy that I am this strict on my child. As I feel that I don't want to have a child that will be a problem to society, but I feel there are other ways I can train my children. But the fact that this strictness is built in me, so I just feel the only thing I can do to myself is working on myself, because I don't know. And one of the worst thing that too much strictness my father did to me is, I actually feel that most of the times I'm always lost. my husband can attest to this. Like, most times he'll be like, where is your mind all the time? Any small thing you do to me, I always shake. Get the point? Like, every little thing you do to me, it's as if I'm always lost all the time. Like, I'm not always here. Like, if I might be looking at you here, but not, like, any small thing you do to me, I'm always lost. And it came from the too much strictness from my and every other attitude he has put toward me. But a lot of times, see, truth is, my mom as a person is a very soft person. She doesn't have heart. She doesn't have the mind. So most times she doesn't understand all these things. So you know, one thing with parents is, if you want to have a discussion with them about something, you don't just come like that. So even now as an adult self, I just most of the time I sit with my mom and we talk about these things one, two of these things. Like, I just bring them up and we'll talk about that and we'll settle them. But the truth is, the effect it has on me, it will take a longer time to go. Now, see me as an adult, that any small thing you tell me as an adult, I shake. I'm always lost. Mentally, I am not here. So how do you want to correct that like now? I felt if my father had a better way of doing things, things wouldn't have been this bad on me. Like, I had a lot of things going on in my mind. I had a lot of things, like, I had a lot of mindset about a lot of things because of what he did. There's something that happened when I was in secondary school. Truth, I won't lie you. I've seen mischievous children, and then I'm like, I'm not even mischievous. Why is this man this strict? You get the point? I remember when I was in secondary school. I was in senior class. Truth, I won't lie. I was sick. I was really sick. And I felt I needed a change of environment and I needed to go home and treat myself. Now, the kind of relationship my father had with the principal in school, I can't just take permission. He has to permit the permission. He has to be sure that I'm going back home. And the funny thing there, that even if he's never, where do I now want to go? To me, I want to go and get eat free food. Baby. So now, my principal had to call my dad to approve the permission for me to go home. So when I went at his office, he called the principal. Sorry, the principal called him, and then he put the phone on loudspeaker. The first thing my dad told me, as a father, I expected he should ask me, what is wrong? How are you doing? Can you Meg, like, how is he doing you? How do you know this is what is happening to you? I did not hear that though. And to think that I was expecting the most, like I was expecting that from a father to the daughter. I was expecting him to ask me how I was doing. I'm a child. No matter how big I am, I'm still a child to you. But the first thing my dad asked me was, the first thing he told me was, that he knows me, I'm pretending. He knows I'm pretending. Then me, I should stay in the school day and die. That nothing is wrong with me. I not go lie you. I felt like dying. Now, I'm this kind of person that I have pride. I didn't want to show how embarrassed I was in front of my principal. Like, I don't want him to that see finish kind of eye. I was trying to fight my tears. I was trying to hold everything. I was trying to hold my tears back. And then I left his office. I went back to the hostel. I went to the class, to the hostel. Yes, I went back to the hostel and I cried. People didn't know why I was crying. But I was crying. That tears was coming from the place of pain. It was coming from the place of disappointment, the place of hatred. Like, it took me months. Even with those months, it took me months to actually speak with my father. But it took me even years to actually have a little bit of forgiveness for what he did to me. Now, you as a father, you want to train your female child, and you feel that kind of hand you are giving is the way to train her. Like, I don't understand. Now you forget that You have two children. You have a male and you have a female. And if you feel you want to be strict on a child, you should even be stricter on your male child than your female children. But no, you don't understand that point. Like, my father opened his mouth to tell me that, because there's a way I do my things though. Probably because I laugh too much and I play too much. They always feel that I'm very unserious. I'm a very calculative person. My father was like, that in this life, that he wants to come and see me enter school now. And then I'm like, my friend Ami, Amarachi Annie, because I have two friends, Amarachi Annie. Amarachi didn't know about this, but that period of time, my dad was actually trying to compare me with Amara, and my father was like, the Amarachi is reading. I don't know where he used to see this one though. Probably the Amarachi is reading very well. That I'll be there. Amarachi will enter school before me and I'll be in this house. Let him, he want to see me enter that school. So in my head I'm like, are you sure this man is my father? It's like he's not wishing me well in this life. I say like, the kind of mentality, like down in my head I'm like, there's something that is happening that I'm not understanding. There's something that is going on, like is not plain to me. Because I feel that a parent cannot tell this to his or her child or children. You can't tell your child that he or she will not prosper. You can't tell your child that he or she will not go to that point in life. Like, so I was trying to calculate a lot of things in my head, but it's not colorating. It's not going to. It's not coming together. Now, I actually like my mom for the fact that she really tried. She really tried, but I think when she tried intervening, it was actually too late for me because my head is no longer the way my head has scattered. She really tried, but when she intervened, it was not. My head was not working again. That scattered. Now, what is wrong with me is this kind of thing that you refer someone to a therapy. I think someone needs a therapy to actually voice out a lot of things that have been going on, that have went on in her life, that have been going on in her head. Get the point. Now, something happened still when I was growing up, because my dad is late now, but even as he's late, I have not actually gotten over everything. Yes, I have not. Something happened, because my dad was a priest when he was alive. So we went to church and went to stream to fetch water with my younger brother and one of my mom's brothers. So went to stream to fetch water. So now, my brother was actually looking for trouble. Was actually fighting people around or so. So someone came to report him to me. And I was like, you have fetched your water. Because people were plenty, so you had to do that line. People were plenty, so you have to wait for your turn. So if you're able to fetch the water. So I had to send him home. Because he actually fetched his own. Now he went home to tell my dad that I was on the stream, I was playing, I was doing this and I was talking with boys, I was that kind of plenty things in the head. Now I came home. You should know the distance of the place I carried water from. I came back home. My dad didn't even say, welcome. Hope your back is not paining you. How do you carry this kind of heavy gallon back home? Like my dad didn't tell me that. My dad said I should go and keep water in the kitchen and come and pick pin. So I was shocked. I'm like, pick pin, what did I do? So I'm expecting him to ask me, what happened in this stream? Why did this guy come back to report this to you? He didn't ask me that. He just came back and asked me to go and pick pin. That event that day, I will not lie to you, it killed my spirit. Like, oh God, am I getting emotional? It really killed my spirit. It killed my spirit. So I had to pick pin. I felt so bad. I felt so down. And then like, the only thing that came out of my mind, I told my dad that if these tears in my eyes, because you know the kind of picking pin that you pick pin with one leg up, with one finger, and when you bring it down, my father flogs me with shit. I just told my dad that if the tears in my eyes comes down to the floor, that I will never forgive him. I will never ever forgive him, and I will stand up from this place. And then anything he wants to do, he should do it. So I really felt that maybe with those things, truth is, what I said, I was angry. I said from the place of pain. But I really felt, as a human being that has conscience, when your child says this to you, probably should actually use another mode of discipline if you feel that she's wrong or she did something wrong. But no. So when my tears dropped, I stood up. I told him that anything he wants to do, he should do it. He was about coming to Kuma kill me when my mom intervened and like, hey, you should not touch me again. What happened? Someone came back and told you something. You did not ask questions and you are disciplining the child the way you are doing. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. A lot of things changed in my life that day. A lot of things. Truth, I've not had this conversation with my mom. But I will do that with her because I need to heal. I really do need to heal. I just feel if I voice out a lot of things that have been hurting me, maybe to aid in my healing. A lot of things changed towards me that day. A lot changed towards me that day. And my dad's mind, he feels is nothing went. But him, if he's truthful to himself, you know that a lot changed in me that day. I didn't care about anything he has to say. The last thing I would do was to obey what he has to say. Even if I feel what he's saying is the right thing to do, I will make sure that I don't obey. I will make sure that I will not do that thing. Because that showed me that the only thing that is meaning for him to do was to kill me. So I was waiting patiently for the day he was going to do that. I was waiting. Even the last conversation I had with my dad before he became sick and he died. I knew he was trying to advise me as a parent, but I vowed that, you see that thing, instead I would do it, let me go the wrong way. And then, in his mind, he didn't know the level of things, the level of things he has destroyed in this person's life. He didn't know. Now, you are this strict to people in the house, and then you are so loving outside. So now, as a child, I begged for a little of that love to come to me. I begged for it. But what do I get in return? The strictness, you get the point. Now, you've trained me to be this strict. God, I cannot have that kind of hate that you had, but you trained me to be this strict. You've done this harm to my head. You've done this harm to me mentally. You've done this harm to me emotionally. How do you want this to go away? Like, how do you want it to go away? I say that it was actually so cool. My dad was alive. Just remind me of something. My dad was alive. They don't born you well to stand with man. See, I tell you love that part because me, you see me, I'm a kind of person that I know what I want. I really do know what I want. And the worst thing that can happen to me, I hate that I will enter in a place and I'll have a bad name in it. You see, it's better you go around telling people that I form too much. It's better you go around telling people that I form too much than telling people that I'm this, like, I'm the useless person. No. So I make sure that you never have reasons to speak about my name that way. So even with my parents' strictness or without my parents' strictness, no, it was not me. It was not me. But my father was the kind of person that my mom can see with a guy talking, no, she will just squeeze her face and pass. She will not talk to you. Then when you now come home, she now ask you questions. Oh, my daddy. You will not even have female friends. I say a lot of people stop talking to me because of my dad and how strict he was. If my dad is seen with a man standing, like this is the only road in this life, and the other thing there is bush, Just be entering that bush and be singing, God, you make our way where there seems to be no way. My daddy will beat you, beat the guy's family. That was the kind of father I had. So, but then, I feel that as a parent that want to train a child, you should be able to balance a lot of things. This Igbo adage you say, beat the child, beat the child with the right hand and bring the child back with the left hand? You understand? When you beat a child with the right hand, yes, bring back that child with the left hand and be how they say it. You understand? So, but then our parents don't know this thing. Now you raised a damaged woman that needs therapy to get over everything you have done in her head. The only thing I need to work on is the fact that the kind of thing that my dad did to me, I'm lost 80% of the time. I say even till now, like I always tell, don't even come and stand in my back. Don't surprise me like that. Because most times it happens to, it's as if my spirit leaves my body most of the time. So, but I think this is a process that I need to go through. You understand? Like I just need probably a therapy or talk about this and I'll be better. But the reason why I'm saying all these things is this: as parents, know the way you discipline your children. If your child does something bad, you shouldn't be beating all the time. There are times when you need to call your child and talk to your child. There are times that you need to call your child and talk to your child. You should not just, every time you should not be for beating. If your child does something bad to you, you can actually call your child in and correct your child. Talk to your child. See, I'm a kind of person that I like real life illustration. If my brother will be truthful, he will tell you. I like real life illustration. The last thing that I will do is to tell you, are you not seeing this person? Can't you be like this person? Why won't you be like... See, they did that to me and it was not good for me. It didn't go well with me. So those things that they did to you that didn't go well with you, why then do you want to try with another person? If you feel that you need to discipline this child, there's a way you'll be strict to a child, like the way they were to me. I will not want to amount to anything good. That's just the way it is. I think the way the way I grew up, the way I live, I did my life. I think I had to discipline myself, not because of those things. I had to teach myself. I had to tell myself that I have to grow up a good person. I have to tell myself that I will not allow what they did to me to turn me to a monster. I have to tell myself that I will not allow what happened to me to make me have a wicked heart. And that's the kind of discipline I gave myself, the kind of training I gave myself. But they don't know that most times when you are strict to a child, those things you want them to correct, they will end up not correcting them. That's why they grow up to be troubled teenagers. But our parents don't know. Our parents don't know. They feel that this is just the way to discipline a child. And there's one thing with those things that our parents did. We are too strict on a particular child or these children. Your children grow up to be the way you are, even when they don't like it. They grow up to be the way you were to them, and then they end up training other children to be the way they are. You get the point? So now we are training. We are having chains of strict, troubled people. You get the point? So we parents, we have a lot of works to do on ourselves. We have a lot of trainings to do on ourselves. We have a lot of things to do. We need to understand that every person is peculiar. The way that you are treated when you are growing up should not be the way you should treat your children. We need to learn that the world is revolving and there are other ways we can do things. We don't really need to use the way our fathers We don't need to use the lies of our fathers to our children. The reason why I'm saying this is, I know that, okay, probably they'll say I'm talking too much, but I'm using mine as an example. The effect of too much strictness from a father. So we need to learn. We need to learn. As I'm saying this, I'm talking to myself too. We need to learn. The world is not the way it was 20 years ago. The world is revolving. Except you want to lose your children. Because once you are like that, you will definitely lose your child. Except you want to lose your children. But if you don't want to lose your children, minimize your strictness towards them. When you feel that wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't spank or beat your children when they're wrong, but minimize the strictness. And I'm talking to people, I'm talking to myself too. Minimize the strictness. So guys, I've said the way it is in my mouth. I've said it the way it is in my heart. It's not left for you to decide what you want to do to your children. It's for you to decide how you want to train your children. You get the point? So guys, thank you for watching my video, and I'm sure I've been able to make a point of proof of actually try to teach a lot of things with my experiences. So if you're just coming back for the first time and you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please remember to watch, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell to always get notified whenever I post a new video online. Thank you so much guys, and I love you.